Good morning. It is January the 8th, 2018. Time to kick off another week of trading. The news over the weekend was pretty subdued. Didn't have much news out of Asia, a little bit out of Europe. No news scheduled for today. So that's probably going to give us trading range markets when it's all said and done. We'll start with a disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay, the Emini is selling. Started in London. Treasuries are rallying. Started in London. So we're going to open the markets with the inverse relationship intact. We'll go ahead and play for that. I'm guessing we have ourselves a trading range market period, perhaps 124 plus the outer boundaries, and definitely 123.12 the lower boundaries, and 123.12 is held. We've got a P started in London. The aggressive sell would be 19 to 23. I'm hoping for a little bit higher because of the P and weakness in the E-mini. So we're going to go 23, 27s. I'll put a question mark at 19 and 31.03 for sell 2. No news scheduled for today. On the buy side, 12 to 16. Then 5 to 9. It's Monday morning. We don't have a whole lot to work with. Is what it boils down to, news-wise, and that generally holds the market in check for the first couple of hours. Then it'll try to move directionally. Hope everybody's football teams won this weekend. That I recorded a lot of games, watched none of them. The wild card weekend usually doesn't yield good games, but it looks like maybe New Orleans and the Panthers was a good game, and then the Kansas City Chiefs and Titans. Boy, the Kansas City Chiefs are just snake bit. They've got a really, really good team in this. Start out the first of the year, and no one could beat them, and anybody can beat them finishing out the year. So they're gone, much to the disappointment of this part of the world. A lot of people are big Chief fans down here. Okay, again, the low in the 30-year came in London. So right here we are. So 4 to 8, number 1. 11.15, sell 1. 19 to 23, sell 2. 24.28, number 1. 17.21, buy 1. 5 to 9, buy 2. Talk about a bizarre dream. I dreamt about being on a huge trading floor, and the only really big trading floor I've seen personally was Solomon Brothers Plaza, and that would have been back in the 80s. And all the terminals were manned. Coke has a trading operation here in Wichita, Kansas. Kind of a small one to keep tabs on things because the management is centered here, but most of their trading is done out of Houston. So, shows you where my mind was last night, or my subconscious mind was, for good or for bad. Wonder what a psychologist would tell me about that. Probably something I don't want to hear. Okay, gosh, it's 1320. They're filling in the volume now, so we've got 70,000 at basically at 1320, and then we've got 69,000 at 24. So 1320 is a low volume number, and then 1324 is the next one. Got a high at 21, so we'll make it's very, very aggressive. 19 to 21, sell 1. 24, 26, sell 2. On the buy side, 14 to 16. Just going to play for a trading range market, 10 to 12. So a 10 to 25 market is what I basically see. And I don't think we have news to move us to the outer edges, so we'll see what happens. The 19 to 21 is very aggressive. We're warming up. We're going to be 50 degrees for the next 3 days here, maybe as high as 56 or so, according to the forecast. Dry as a bone. We got a little rain. I did my part. I had the car washed on Saturday, and we got a nice little rain on Sunday. Immediately soaked up, still cracks in the ground. Okay, the euro is selling. You can see that right here we've got a pretty clean break at 120.50. Then we got this spill from 30. Last rotate up was 40, so we'll make 40 to 50. Sell 1. And then 60 to 70, sell 2. Make 120 even, buy 1. And, you know, frankly, it might take a 25 to get in. The market is selling right now. There is no news. So 120 even and 119.75 for buy 2. Crude oil is up. The press is not carrying much in the way out of Iran as far as where there are people in the streets or revolts. Looks like, or appears, things have quieted down over there, but to me the fastest way and probably the only way to remove the world's biggest sponsor of terror from the world stage is a government change. And I would be encouraging anybody and everybody to revolt against the current regime. I would pump up the Voice of America, do all that stuff. Just, you know, make them have to pay a little bit of attention to their own, what's going on in their own backyard, as opposed to causing trouble for everybody else. But right now we've got a seller above 62, and it appears we got a buyer against 61. So 61.75, 62, sell 1. 62 and a quarter, 62.50, which would be new highs. If we got through that 62.30 level, sell 2. On the buy side, we've got 61, 61 and a quarter. And now let's make it 61 and a quarter, 61.50 for buy 1. And then 60.75, 61 for buy 2. And the Emini. Okay, the spill is from 41.42. We made a new high in Globex. I ran it up, and the selling started in London, and you saw that the treasury, the buying in treasuries started in London. So right there. So we have the inverse relationship. These would be the splits that I would use. Are going to arrange the data. That's what it would look like. So we've got pretty good support in the 35 area. Probably have pretty good resistance in the 45. First opportunity to get short will be 40 to 42. And 45, 47 for sell 2. On the buy side, we're down here. I'm going to guess maybe stops beneath that. So 34, 36 buy 1. And 29.31 buy 2. God, it is amazing what Trump has to put up with. Most normal people would say screw it and walk. The guy's got amazingly thick skin, and wouldn't be surprised if there's a fire at the Trump Tower, that some deranged person thought he was doing the world a favor by setting fire to Trump Towers. I'm not saying that happened. I would not be surprised if we did end up reading that. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. Welcome back, Sonny. I see you've been on a long vacation. We'll get back. We'll get after it as soon as possible. Get back up and running. Back in a bit.